Let's be honest, you're the odd one out, but that's actually your biggest strength. As one of the rarest types, INTPs see the world differently than anyone else. You're a thinker, a philosopher, a conceptualizer, and you're not afraid to challenge the status quo. Known for your open-mindedness, curiosity, and originality, you may find yourself in the position of an outsider. Drained by excessive social interaction, you much prefer expressing yourself creatively, exploring ideas, and discussing theories. That's why today I'm talking about 7 things that only true INTPs will understand. Make sure to watch until the end of this video. These are things that only a real, genuine INTP is going to understand. The last 2 on today's list are clear signs that you really are an INTP. Let's get into it. Welcome to Success for Breakfast, where I'm serving up brain food made simple. Starting things off today is INTPs are always being misunderstood by others. Because of your eccentric nature, it's not uncommon for others to misunderstand you. There may be times where you'll find yourself debating the very nature of existence with others at a party, though, let's be real, if you're an INTP, you aren't going to many parties. And while others are able to make decisions on a whim, they may give you a look or two as you overanalyze your every move. You share your dominant function of introverted thinking with no one but ISTPs, leaving the other 91.3% of the population puzzled at why you always seem to be so internally focused and in your own little world. Lucky for you, that world of yours is the most entertaining place to be. Do you actually know your true personality type? If you are unsure of what your true personality type is, or just want confirmation if you do, take this absolutely free personality test by checking out the link in the description of this video. It's the most comprehensive, detailed, and complete test I've seen. Next up, at number 6, is solitude is an INTP's sanctuary. On a Friday night, INTPs would much rather be in the comfort of their own home, researching a Wikipedia page on the invention of popsicles. Just kidding, a true INTP would never use such an undependable source. This isn't to say that they are completely opposed to social interaction. They resemble an ENTP at times when having intellectual arguments with others. However, they do get worn out rather quickly.
Has the case, and we found it in the hands of our favorite psychopath.
Not a psychopath, Anderson. I'm a high-functioning sociopath. Do your research.
Because their mind always seems to be turned on, they need alone time to consolidate them. Unlike those with an extroverted preference, they'd much rather contemplate ideas in their own head than to have small talk with others. An ideal evening for an INTP would be to sit alone in a room, sip on a cup of coffee, and read Harry Potter again. Number 5 on my list today is INTPs can easily catch lies. Equipped with strong intuition, INTPs have no trouble seeing through others. You have great powers of observation, so you can spot discrepancies in the facts, which can be explained by your third cognitive function of introverted sensing. Further proof of this is an INTP's ability at picking up on inconsistencies in patterns of speech and strange body language. All of this makes INTPs a walking lie detector. As soon as you make a claim to an INTP, know they are analyzing your every move, searching their brain for evidence that may counter it, and researching all aspects.
Just killed a placemat. You really want to know how to stay alive? You get people to like you.
As an INTP, it's important to trust your gut feeling when you think something feels off, because that could make all the difference. If you've gotten some value from this video so far, please show your appreciation by hitting that like button. That signals to YouTube that you think other people could benefit from this video too. Number 4 is INTPs constantly question themselves and what they believe. Out of all of those with personality preferences for intuition and thinking, INTPs seem to be the only ones not absolute in their beliefs. In fact, they are readily willing to dismantle them if stronger evidence comes along. Whether it be religious or political views, you are sure to have all the facts down before making any snap judgments. One day, an INTP might believe something to be true. However, the very next day, they will dig into things that will reject their own beliefs. This may be one of the healthiest aspects of this personality type, as it gives them the challenge of self-improvement. Whereas others may hold their beliefs onto them like their children, INTPs realize that ideas are fragile, temporal, and in need of data to determine their legitimacy. They appreciate nothing more than others who are willing to challenge their ideas, and back and forth between these two will last for hours. Kicking off my top 3 is INTPs are a self-taught expert on everything. With an intense hunger for knowledge, it's impossible for you to resist learning. From learning Japanese to studying historical wars to researching how to kiss, INTPs never stop adding to their knowledge base. They scour books, podcasts, YouTube, and more to fulfill this desire. If an INTP gets interested in a topic, idea, or skill, they will spend their entire time learning it until perfection, or conversely, boredom. In the times that do result in success, this is quite beneficial for INTPs as they end up earning something very new, which helps them in their personal and professional lives. This not only gives them an edge in their careers, but also puts their curiosity at ease. In the runner-up spot is people think you're arrogant when it's just your logical nature. Well, actually, it's something you've probably already said a few times today. You can't help yourself but to correct people when they're wrong. People often mistake your logical nature for arrogance when it's just your nature to constantly question the world around you. Because of your wide knowledge base, you enjoy lending an intellectual hand to somebody, even when it's unasked for. One of the most famous INTPs of all time once said, "A new theory is always wrong in one respect or another, but that doesn't detract from its value." By adding your opinion or knowledge to the mix, you aren't necessarily shooting down someone else. In other words, an INTP's logic is not to be conflated with an inflated sense of self. If you learn to communicate your logic in a respectful manner, you'll be as persuasive as they come.
I don't believe it.
That is why you fail.
What are your thoughts on these things that only true INTPs will understand? Be sure to leave a comment and tell me your opinions and stories. Topping my list, and the number one thing only true INTPs will understand, is you have a tightly knit group of friends. Unlike their extroverted counterparts, INTPs are unusually picky about whom they choose to surround themselves with. "You're right" is quite possibly the last thing an INTP wants to hear from a friend. They crave intellectual depth, midnight conversation, and arguments about the most random of things. However, as soon as you start talking about celebrities or gossip, they will lose all interest. It's rare for an INTP to find someone they see fit to be a perfect friend. That, coupled with the fact that they prefer spending their time alone, ultimately results in a pretty small friend group, but they are happy enough with that. If you're an INTP, you know that once you've navigated your way through life properly, it has the capacity to be the most beautiful thing. INTPs need to remember that life is more than just ideas and concepts. It's also about experiences and emotions. And these aren't the only signs that you are a real INTP. They can be confusing, and a lot of people misinterpret what it means to be a true INTP and mistype themselves. This video, however, goes even more in-depth on the telltale signs that you are in fact a real INTP, and how you can use this knowledge to your advantage.